Welcome back to Fox 2 Detroit Now. I'm your host, Bree Teamer. We have a special guest joining us now. Our world is advancing so fast and technology is pushing us forward. We've seen how AI can be a threat to the work we do and job security, but we also see how it can help us. Joining us now live from New York is AI fashion designer Temi Williams. Hi, Temi. How's the Big Apple treating you today?
It is treating me very well. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, of course. Is it as nice there as it is here? It's 60 degrees here.
It actually is nice. After this, I will go out for a nice warm walk. It looks
Oh,
really
oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I need to take my walk too, get my steps in, right?
yes, thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Not only are you a fashion designer, but you help others transform their fashion brands as well, right?
Yes, I
Yeah,
do. I do. So, just a little bit about me. My name is Temi Williams. I moved to the US from Nigeria in 2020 during the mid, COVID. So, just a bit about my background. I used to be in accounting. I used to work with KPMG, and then I upped and decided to go and study fashion. So, I resigned and went to fashion school. That the journey has been quite an interesting one. So, I went to Cape Town for 3 years. And yeah, studied fashion design, came back, went to Nigeria, started my business, and then moved to the US in 2020 because I mean, New York is the place for fashion and I really want
exactly.
it. So, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
great.
So I love in your article how you say fashion is a form of expression, which honestly I could not agree with more. I love fashion. It's art. It's a passion of mine myself. So let's take a look at some of your designs. Can you tell us about some of the stuff that we're seeing on the screen right now?
Okay, so this actually started from a personal pain point sometime last year. I was a new mom and I got stuck in the whole comfort of t-shirts and jeans. And I said, you know what? I really need to start doing something about the way I look because fashion for me is a tool for self-expression as well as, a means for personal and, business success. So for me, it has always been what can I use fashion for? And I found myself devolving into t-shirt and jeans, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I
Mhm.
wanted to become myself again. And of course, AI was the whole, was the in thing. And I've always wanted to merge fashion with AI. And so I decided to put my thoughts into, an AI tool and see what I could come up with in line with the trends. Because after a while, it does get exhausting trying to keep up with the trends. And, I spoke with a friend of mine. We started working on this together and we tested it on my audience in Nigeria. And it just, my article on LinkedIn was about how we gained 5,000 plus followers in less than 8 weeks because they keyed into what we were doing. They loved what we were doing. We did the
Mhm.
research, what the people wanted, and we gave them what they wanted.
So let's talk about a little bit about what AI fashion design actually is. Do you think that this limits the creativity when it comes to the designs that you create?
No, it actually doesn't. I think what AI does is just, amplifies what you're doing by number one, it saves you time, but it also amplifies because it can see what you're doing as you're going along. People assume AI is like an easy fix, but it really isn't an easy fix, to be honest. What it really is it's you have to be perfect with your prompting. And there is a job description called prompt engineering for a reason because sometimes to get one image you could be there for an hour if the prompt is not right. So it's not supposed to replace fashion design, the traditional fashion design. We still
Mm.
go through the same process in terms of coming up with a theme, like the butterfly theme. We go through the same process, but rather than coming up with sketches that we can't really see what it looks like on a person, when you put that into AI and you keep tweaking, then you come up with something that really works for you and you're happy with what you see. So it's not supposed to replace. People shouldn't be scared that AI will replace real jobs.
So
You
is
you
this the
understand?
future? So is this the future of fashion? Are we going to see this kind of being expanded and more designers and things like that using AI to kind of develop their designs and put it into production and get it out on the runway?
The truth is the future is tech, really.
Hmm.
It's all about tech. And the easiest way to key into tech is to see how you can apply to your business, even over and above fashion design, because fashion designers, there are a lot of things we need to do over and above just create clothes. People think fashion is all about clothes, but the work that we have to do to get the clothes to you, there's a lot of work involved. So if you do have a tool that cuts down on the time, cuts down on the cost, is more sustainable for you in the ways you operate, then yes,
Hmm.
every designer will go down this route. Well, most
Hmm.
designers who understand it will go down this route eventually because it just amplifies. It becomes more cost effective.
Yeah.
cuts down the time. You give the people what they want when they want it, so that reduces waste. Rather than
Hmm.
you predicting and hope people will buy, you will use AI for demand planning, predictive analysis, so that you only produce what they want and then reduce the waste that a lot of people are complaining about in the fashion industry.
Yeah, we've seen this with companies like Zara, right? They've already kind of adapted this model into
Yeah.
their business operations and things like that. So, I mean, if you don't get in with the technology and stay on top of those technology trends, I mean, unfortunately, the sad truth of it is you're going to get left behind a little bit, right?
Yes, yes, and people are
Yeah.
going to leave you behind, and you have to keep updating yourself because one thing is, I mean, like we all know in fashion, one day you're in and the next you're out. The truth is, if you don't keep up with the trends in the tech industry as it applies to fashion design, then you're going to get left behind. That's the truth of it, really. Yeah, everyone needs to be on this train. Everyone really needs to.
All right, Timmy. Well, let our viewers know. How can we find you? I see we have your social media on the screen. How else can we find you?
So the easiest way is either through Instagram because I'm really big on Instagram. I've started becoming really big on LinkedIn as well. And then you can just chat to me on my website as well, which is martwayne.com. And of course, when the clothes come out, we want to create this whole environment whereby people can go get the clothes and shop for them. And this thing called Own This Style. But there's
Mhm.
quite a few things evolving over time. But like I said, Facebook at Topper Williams, which is like part of my full name. And X, TT Williams A, on Instagram, which is Martwayne. That's where you will really see me. And I chat to a lot of people behind the scenes. So if you're chatting
Okay.
to me on Instagram, then it's me you're chatting to.
All right, Timmy. Well, it was nice catching up with you. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank
I'm
you
sh-
so much for having
I'm
me.
sure we'll be in contact.
I hope so.
Yes,
Thank you
we
so
will.
much. Thank
All
you.
right, we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
All